Superman 4, Superman 4. Superman 4. What? Howard the Duck? No, we're on Superman 4. No, I didn't make a mistake. You made it. Oh. Okay, sorry. Okay, apparently I messed up. Howard the Duck is actually the next movie. Oops. It can't be that bad, right? I imagine Howard the Duck's just a easy knock to the park. Everyone loves Marvel movies, right?
Marvel, one of the biggest movie franchises ever. Their comics are also huge, they're one of the big two, but their movies are absolutely massive right now. But they didn't start massive. In fact, DC had quite the large head start, as you can see by our backlog. But they thought they could sneak a movie in there anyway. So they created this. You probably don't even know who Howard the Duck is. His comic history is interesting. He was a side character in the Man-Thing comic, another character you probably don't know or care about. So I'm just gonna do his real life history because that is significantly more interesting. So after being a side character in Man-Thing, his popularity garnered his own comic. In said comic, the writers said that the readers should vote for him in the upcoming presidential election. And they did. Howard the Duck got thousands of votes, technically making him a presidential candidate. Later, Marvel got cease and desist letters from Disney because Howard looked too much like Donald Duck. And there were even more lawsuits, leading to Howard the Duck sitting in a weird limbo for years, until George Lucas, of all people, picked him up by his bootstraps and set him off on a journey by making his star-studded movie, Howard the Duck. And that's where we are right now. So moving on in the series, we're going to do a thing where we first talk about all the characters in the movie, then we talk about the movie itself, and finally we'll talk about the reviews, rankings, and what people thought. So first off, we have the characters, starting off with Howard the Duck, the main man, the star of the show. He's a duck, and he lives on Duck Earth, a planet populated exclusively by duck people. Howard is kind of a big deal on Duck Earth. He's super popular and people are swooning all over him, but he doesn't feel satisfied. But luckily, he was transferred to Human Earth, where he can find his own place. Next up is Beverly, the, human girlfriend. Yeah, that's hard to explain, but she's a rock star. She hasn't hit her stride yet, but with Howard's help, they're hoping to make it big. Finally leading us to the main villain, the evil science man named Walter. He wasn't always evil, but now that he is, no one's gonna be able to stop him. Now that we have our characters, we'll place them into the scene and start Howard the Duck. As I previously stated, Howard is in Duckland and lives his horrible life. It seems pretty good, but I guess he's just sad. Until he's transported. He lands in a dumpster and uses duck foo to stop some thugs and meet up with Beverly, who is surprisingly just okay with the fact that he's a duck and just deals with it really fast. But that doesn't matter, because they go to her science friend, who's played by the surprisingly prestigious actor Tim Robbins, but he's acting like Robin Williams in Flubber. It doesn't matter though, because he must find out about Howard's anatomy so he can send him home. Speaking of discovering anatomy, Howard hates this Tim Robbins and heads home with Beverly to... Oh no, please, no. No, this movie can't do this right. It's like PG-13, right? I can't... Please, this gang, you can't... Oh, it was cut off. Whew. Luckily, our science friend interrupted Howard and Beverly before anything bad happened and brought a friend with him. This friend just so happens to be Walter, who isn't evil right now and is actually willing to help.
All the science guy needs is a feather, and Howard just refuses to give it up. Maybe Howard doesn't want to go home. Maybe he's found his world in Beverly. Once again, they're gonna send Howard home. They got the feather, and with Walter's help, they can pretty easily send him home. They got the feather hooked up to the machine, a laser beam or something happens, and as science does in movies, It explodes everywhere. Goop, gunk, and whatever you want lands all over Walter, and he's now calling himself the Dark Overlord. Seems like a pretty reasonable thing to say, and I doubt anything will come of it. Just like me, Howard and Beverly think the same thing. And probably the best joke in the movie, they just completely ignore everything that Walter's saying, and they just go on with it as if he's perfectly fine, when he's obviously not. His face is disfigured, his hair is all sweaty. He doesn't look good, especially considering he shot a laser out of his hands. But I guess it'll just pass. No one evil could make these sounds.
Something else. Oh, I will be the
Right?
And after an extended chase sequence, they exercise Walter and beat up stop-motion monsters that escape out of his body and end up saving the day. Howard stays and becomes Beverly's manager, and they all live happily ever after. Forever. Together. Ugh.
Now I hear you asking, did people like this movie? No. We only have the modern day consensus to go off of, but people still really don't like this movie. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 14%, Metacritic has a 28 out of 100, and CinemaScore gave it a B-. A B-? A B-? Oh, that isn't actually that bad. I guess, I don't know what they're on. I know they interview people getting out of the theater, so maybe some people liked this movie. It's kind of strange considering it sucks, but to each their own, I guess. However, it is understandable. This movie did win many awards, including Worst Director, Worst Supporting Actor, Worst Picture, and Worst Song. That's a laundry list of awards. They should be pretty proud. Especially considering this movie had a $37 million budget and made $38 million. And considering you have to double the production budget to account for advertising, that isn't very good. In fact, I'm surprised that Marvel made more movies after this, because that is, frankly, very bad. So, in summary, I guess, Howard the Duck sucks.
Now I'm hearing you ask if I like this movie, and, well, no. From the weird obsession with duck sex and things like that, to the fact that some sort of witch must have cursed this set because everyone acting should be a really good actor, but they just simply aren't. Howard the Duck is a bad movie that probably deserved its status, despite the fact that duck people effects are actually really good. The movie is just bad in pretty much every sense of the word, so it's a D tier. I didn't like the movie, but at least you can have a good time watching it. A couple ha-has, if you will.
Alright, we're good. Pack it up, we can take all this, we can take the shelves down, right? Nothing I missed, I got through the whole list. Huh? What? I'm not bringing up duck boobs. I know they show up twice in the movie, which is weird, but the fact that that's not an important plot point. I'm not even going to use it to clickbait because I get demonetized because it's actual bare duck breasts. Huh? No, I'm not putting it in the video. I do not care. We'll do Superman 4 next time, and yeah, no. Tell the editors not to put this one in.